Welcome to JC Engineering and Technical Drawing. Today we'll be representing our isometric drawing into orthographic drawing in third angle projection. So we'll start with our front view, then we'll move to our side view, then our plan. Now we're starting from our front view. We'll know the total length of our front view. From our diagram, you can see this is 100 to the midpoint of our up cycle. Then this is the diameter of 36 millimeter. So from the midpoint of this circle to this edge of our circle is 18 millimeter. So we'll say 100 plus 18 millimeter, which will give us 118 millimeter. So measure 118 millimeter, and then we indicate it to the point. Then we'll project our points downward, the construction line, very light. We've gotten that. So we know the total height of our front view. Since we know the length, now we know the height. Now the total height is given to us as 63. You can see from the base of the isometric drawing to the top. You can see to the top of the isometric drawing is given to us as 63 millimeter. So we'll measure 63 millimeter using our rule, and then we indicate it to the point. Also project that point to my left, where it hits, indicate it. So call this point over here point A, point B, point C, and then point D, having a square like shape. Now from our diagram, we'll discover that the total distance, looking from the front, the total distance here is 56 millimeters. So we'll measure 56 millimeter from point A to point B, 56 millimeter. Then we indicate to the point. Then we'll project our point upward, and we'll measure 18 millimeter height. Millimeter height. Then we'll project to hit line AC, the point. Then we'll erase the extension part. Now, still on our front view, you can see the distance between this portion is 12 millimeter. So measure 12 millimeter to my right, hit it to the point. Then we'll project the point upward a little to a height of 6 millimeter. So measure 6 millimeter. Then we'll put a point. Also, we'll measure a distance of 32 millimeter. Measure 32 millimeter. Then we indicate it to the point. We project the point upward, and then we'll project this 6 millimeter high, which is this. Project it to my left to hit line over there. Then we erase the extension a little. Done with erasing that part. Now from our diagram, see that the total diameter of our circle at the top is 36 millimeters. So measure 36 millimeter from point D. We indicate it to a point. We project the point downward to a given height of 25 millimeter. So measure 25 millimeter from a line, and then we indicate it a point. We project our point to hit line BD, and then knowing that this is 36 millimeter, half of 36 is 18, we'll measure 18 millimeter and then we'll put a point. From our points, we indicate a center line, which we've done. Now from my diagram, you can see that, let me erase this portion a little first. Now from my diagram, you can see from the midpoint of my circle to the given part, which is giving us as 36 millimeter. So measure 36 millimeter from the midpoint. We indicate it with a point, and then we outline now we join the points. Looking from it at the front view, you can see this point over here. We join it to hit the top of this. While looking at it there, you see it here. So we'll join, then also we'll join. Now that's not all. You can see from the top of this, looking at this from the side view, you can see this. While this now, you measure 28 millimeter, come to the top, you measure 28 millimeter, indicate to the point, and then you indicate a center line. And then you see a circle over here, whole of 12 diameter, 12 millimeter. So you measure 6 to your left, 6 to your right. You project the line downward with a broken line, indicating there's a hole passing through. And you can see this, but while looking at it from here, this hole, they are placed in the same position, so you can only see one over here, which we've indicated. Now we're done. Not yet. From our top of our circle here, we can see diameter of 22 millimeter. So we indicate it 11 millimeter to my left, 11 millimeter to my right. They will project those points downward with a broken line. We've done drawing our front view. So we've done with our front view. So you erase, you dull the edges to be construction lines, dull these edges to so they can be construction lines. And you can see, if you see the video very well, I've outlined those portions that need to be outlined. So we're done with our front view. So we'll move to our side view. Now we'll project from our front view, point B, project to my right, and then we'll look at from our side view, the total distance is 75 millimeter, so we'll measure 75 millimeter. Indicate it to the point. We'll project the point upward, and then we'll call this points A1, points B1, points C1, and then point D1. Now from our diagram, you can see we measure this height upwards also 18 millimeter, which is this. So project to my left till it hits line B1 D1, and then we locate the midpoint of line A1 B1. So the midpoint of 75 is 37.5. So we indicate it. We'll measure 37.5 from line A1 B1. Then we indicate it to the point. We'll project the point upward with a center line. Make sure it's also in construction line. Project it upward, and then from our diagram, if I at it from our side view, we can see this, which is 12 millimeter. So measure 6 millimeter to my left, 6 millimeter to my right, 6 millimeter to my left, and then 6 millimeter to my right. I will project upward. Project the next point upward. Now this is given to us as 12 millimeter. You can see, which is also 12 millimeter. Now, should not forget to outline this, and also should not forget to outline line A1 B1. And then from our diagram, you can see this is 25 millimeter height. So also given to us here 25 millimeter height. So we'll just project from our front view the construction line. Once it hit line B1 D1, will stop, and then we'll, how you can see the total diameter, since we're doing our side view, is also the same thing. The diameter at the top, which is 36 millimeter. So measure 18 to my left, 18 to my right. From our midpoint, we measure 18 to my left, put a point. Also measure 18 to my right, point. Now project the line downward, an outline. Project also downward with an outline. Also, do not forget to outline the down part of the drawing and then the top. Now we've gotten that. Now from our diagram, you can see this hole passing through. Since you're looking at it from this point here, it would be with a broken line, a hidden line. So you can see the distance from here to here is 15 millimeters. So measure 15 millimeter. Then we indicate a point, giving us the center line. So we indicate it with a center line. Indicate it with the center line, indicating that there's a passage of a hole there. Also from line A1, C1, we also measure 15 millimeter, and then we indicate it with the center line. Now if you check between these lines, you find out that this is if you check in between those lines, you'll find out that is 35, okay, 45 millimeter. You can see 45 millimeter, which is also 45 millimeter at the midpoint here. So the next thing we'll do is that this circle here have a diameter of 12 millimeter. So measure 6 millimeter to our left, 6 millimeter to our right, 6 millimeter to my left, 6 millimeter to my right. Then we'll project it with a broken line. Project it also with a broken line. Also, we'll measure 6 millimeter to my left, indicate it to the point, 6 millimeter to my right, we indicate it to the point. Then we'll project it also with a broken line. Project it to a broken line. And then we'll also project, if you're looking at it from the side view, you can see this hole passing through. Also, it will be also a hidden line. So project our lines, and then from this point here, it will be a hidden line all through. We are done outlining all through. Now outline the portion that needs to be outlined from this path downward. We outline this. Also outline this. Then we are free to dull these construction lines. We have to dull the construction lines so that we faint. Now you can see this portion here from our side view is this, this is this is the down line, up line. You can see this, which is this, because it's hitting the top. Now you can see how wide it is from here. If you're looking at it, the same thing as 36 millimeter. Now this 22 millimeter will be also in a broken line. So we'll measure 11 millimeter to our left, 11 millimeter to our right, 11 millimeter. I'll put a point. Also measure another 11 millimeter to my right, and then I'll indicate it with a point. And then I'll project those points downward with a broken line. The broken line. And then we are done with our side view, normally called the end elevation or end view. This is side view. Then we'll move to our plan. Use our 45-degree set square, and then we'll draw angle 45 from the midpoint here at 5 degree. And then don't forget to dull these edges also. They're all construction lines, like to not get the image wrong. So project from line B1 to D1. Once it hits a 45-degree, put a point, and then we'll project the point from 45 or 45 degree to my left. Also project the side of our front view line AC to hit. Now you can see that we're having a form of like a rectangular shape. So the next thing we'll do, we'll project our center line from our front view. You can still indicate it to the center line. You can see it. So also project our center line from our side view. Once it's at 45 degree, we'll put the point, and then we'll project with a center line, which we are done with that. Now the point of the intersection, we're drawing our plan. You can look at it from the top view. You see the circle of 22 millimeter and that of 36 millimeter. And from a point of intersection, we open to 22 diameter, which is 11 radius. So pick 11 millimeter radius from our rule, and then at the point of the intersection, we'll draw a circle, an outline, then with that same point of the intersection, we can also see the larger circle at the top, which is diameter 36, which is radius 18. So take radius 18, place that at the point of the intersection, and then we'll draw a circle. Over there, and then the next thing we'll do is that project the side. We can see when we're looking at it from the top view, we can see this, which is also this and this. So we'll just project this line. So our top view, you can see. Now if you trace this line, you can see is this. So we're having 4 points, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now from our diagram, if you're looking at it from the top view, you can see this, which is 12 millimeter. So you measure 12 millimeter is 6 millimeter to my left, 6 to my right. Project our center line first. So measure 6 millimeter up, 6 millimeter downward, 6 millimeter to upward, then 6 millimeter downward, and then we'll project our line. Since it's starting from the circle down to the bottom, we'll project. Once it hits the circumference of our circle, we'll stop. Then we'll project it down with an outline. Then we'll do similar stuff to the top. Once it hits the circumference of our circle, we'll stop, and then we'll project outline downward. Now from our front view, we'll project from our circle the center line. You can see the bottom part, the center line here, which is also this. We want to draw the circle of this. So project this upward, construction line. So also move to the front view. To the side view, we project. Once it at 45 degree, we put a point. Similar stuff, we'll do the same. Once it hits 45 degree, we put a point. Project it to my right. Where it's hit, you can see point of the intersection indicates the point. Also project the other line, point of the intersection, you also put a point. Now you open to the radius, you can see radius here, which is 12 diameter, so open to radius 6. Place it at the point of the intersection, and I will draw a cycle. So we'll also place it also here at the point of the intersection. We'll draw cycle as well. So we've done. Then we'll outline. We'll outline, and then we'll outline. Also, if you're looking at it from the top of our plan, you can see this two line, this box from the side view, this hole will come in over here and here with an outline. So we project from our front view. Once it hits the side of our plan, we start, then we'll draw an outline, a broken line, and then we'll do same to this other portion. So do same to this other portion here. They'll project down. Now we've succeeded in doing that. Now from here you can see this top at this view here. So you join, project upward. Once it hits the place you outline, portion here. So we're done with our plan. Thank you for watching. I still remain JC Engineering and Technical Drawing. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and encourage me by subscribing to this channel. Thank you, and do have a blessed day ahead.